Hey everybody, we had the request for a drip cup today. I'm just going to use my sample cup. This is what I test everything on, and then I just strip it. Make sure that my colors are what I'm looking for a customer. I also use KSResin. This is the Liquid Art Ultra UV Epoxy. I do have a discount code on the website at the very bottom of the shop if you look for it. Their liquid art is without the UV is what I use for regular art projects, but if I'm putting it on a tumbler, I use the UV because it tends not to yellow with the sun and being out and about all day. So a few supplies. I've got my little mixing cups, some popsicle sticks. We're going to make it a red drip today, so I've got my Sunset Red from the website and the Eposet that we're going to use. I use this on anytime I do the colored epoxy and wanting to differentiate it, and I honestly feel it helps thicken it up a little better. And I like the way that I can control it when I use this in my colors. So I've already started to pre-mix my epoxy. You don't need much, probably maybe 15 milliliters measured out on this size cup. Let's see. Okay, throw that in my second cup here. Just to make sure I don't have any hot spots in it. Because I'm not going to use... Okay. I just moved it into another cup to make sure I didn't have any spots of hardener or anything in there. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the red. That's what the red looks like. Sorry, my lighting's not fantastic in here. I've got to do this out in the laundry room because it's freezing in my garage. And you only need like a drop or two of the colorant. Depending on how much epoxy you're using. It doesn't take much of it all. It's super concentrated. So you don't need to get overzealous with it. And the Eposet. You just need like a pea-sized amount of it. It doesn't take much of this at all. This is all you do is mix it right into your epoxy. Okay. Scrape the edges, make sure I've got nothing sitting in there. Okay, now we're going to let this sit for about 20-25 minutes. Hey everybody, it's been a half hour or so, around there. My epoxy has gotten nice and gummy. You can see it's kind of doing that. Way to test if it's ready, I can pull it on the side here and see how it's dripping. And it's dripping nice and slow the way that I want it to. And staying on the side of my cup. It's kind of like the thickness of caramel about, is the best way to describe it. So, I just have it on my pole to hold it better. Let's see here. Pull this down. Come on, let go of my stick. Okay. I am going to drip this around the edge of my cup. Stuff is so sticky now. That's the way it should be here. Keep it moving here so it doesn't drip off. I'm going to pull it to the edge of my cup so that there's no rim. And then we just stand it on its end. And it's going to slowly start to do drips on its own naturally. See, like right here, it's starting to go. Over here, it's starting to pull down on its own. Nice slow move. Not getting anything over here, so I'm going to see if I can scrape anything else out of my cup to add it to that area here. Because I've got a bit more in here. I'm just going to scrape it off of the stick here and pull it over to that area. And if you get any that drips down like this, you can just use a baby wipe to wipe it off, especially if it's already on epoxy. If you feel it's dripping too far, just flip it back over and it'll start to pull the epoxy back towards your rim. And that'll just slow it down a bit. You can pull it back over. See if I can get it to roll this way a little bit, get some epoxy on that other end without messing up my other drips. And it is just kind of playing with it and rotating the cup around and letting it do its natural flow. And pull it back. I don't want these ones to go much further, so I'm going to pull it back a little bit. You can see how sticky it is now. And the time that it takes it to get sticky is going to totally dependent on the epoxy that you are using. Every epoxy has different set times and different temperature it likes to work at. So pull it back a little bit. And this is really all there is to it. It's just a matter of flipping the cup back and forth. And I try not to get it too far away from the rim. You can always grab your popsicle stick and you can pull it back a little bit. Just make sure it stays heavy near the drip. Sorry, I was kind of off camera there. You can always pull it back a little bit from the drip area. Just you want it to be a little heavier on that end, at the end of the drip. And it does even back out naturally on its own. See if I can get this to let go of my popsicle stick. Pull it around here. And get it to start to flow here. And I just keep an eye on it and watch it. Flip it back over if you feel it's getting too heavy down here, going a little further down than you want it to. You can always trim the edges of your cup off with a X-Acto knife. So and I'm just pulling it back to the edge with my gloved hand. And that's really all there is to it. I'm just going to watch it sit. I'm not going to, I'm just going to keep turning it back and forth for about 5-6 minutes. It looks like it stopped flowing, which is fantastic, which is what we want to do. Hi, honey. My toddler came out to see what I was doing. So that's as simple as it is. If you guys have any questions about anything, drop comments below. I'm more than happy to answer them. Also, if you have any other tutorials you would love to see, I will be happy to work on those for you. Just ask questions below.
Mommy,
yeah, I'm working on cups. Don't forget we have 5% off until February 14th.